thought it was going to be easy, like I think a lot of couples do. And when it got to approaching about the 1-year mark, there was a lot of tears, a lot of frustration. And finally we got to the point where we just knew that something was wrong and that we needed to get help, or at least some kind of diagnosis as to what was going on with one of us.
Probably 10 to 15% of couples do have fertility issues.
Well, I initially chose Shady Grove based on my doctor's recommendation. So my doctor was a big fan and definitely told me without any doubt that it was the best place to go.
We've had over 15,000 babies born through fertility treatments.
I knew that I had found a place where, they would understand what I was going through and they would help me through it.
I think one of the major concerns for patients is the fear of the unknown.
Terrified. When I realized that we were going to have to start just going through the diagnostic testing for infertility, I was completely overwhelmed with the idea of, whose problem is it? How are we going to feel if it's his problem? How are we going to feel if it's my problem? Where are we going to go from here?
Is it going to be successful for me?
I was afraid of how the doctors are going to be. What was it going to do to me? How is it going to make me feel? All of that stuff just brought so much anxiety to the table for me.
One of the fears a couple has is how much time is this going to take and how much work are they going to miss?
I was very worried that it wasn't going to work. I was very worried that it was going to be a life-disturbing kind of event that was going to just, take a very long time. You don't always need to start with an IVF program that, based on your age and based on the test results that come back, they can recommend various treatments for you. So I actually was recommended to start with an IUI, which is an intrauterine insemination.
Well, when we first started thinking about infertility treatment, we were nervous that it wasn't going to be an affordable option for us.
Will my insurance cover it? Will it not cover it? If it doesn't cover it, can I afford it? And I was really pleasantly surprised once I came in and I started having those conversations, because a big fear of mine was that it was going to be completely out of the question, that I wasn't going to be able to come up with the money, or that it was going to be so, expensive, and that just wasn't the case.
The people that I worked with in the financial department here were just as amazing as all the doctors and nurses I worked with. There was people there that I would call 2, 3, 4 times a day. They always made the time for me, and they fought for me.
It was not just the knowledge, it was the compassion. It was the fact that everybody on staff was just wonderful. They all had exactly what it took to make somebody like me who was just scared to death of not being able to have a baby feel reassured.
His sympathy for me shone through from the minute he introduced himself to me. And I remember him passing me the tissues and looking at me in the face, and he said, "You're going to become a mother."
And I think our job here is not only to help make that dream come true, but also to support them during the process and try to get them through a very difficult time of their life.
And that was like a weight lifted off my shoulders, because I felt that no one understood me. No one understood how I felt, and he did.
It's really important when something as important as having a child and expanding your family. You can't put that in the hands of people that you don't trust.
One of the nice things about a group practice is that you'll have actually the input of several physicians throughout your treatment, as opposed to just having the input of 1 or maybe 2 physicians.
Trust my medical team is probably the #1 most important thing for me in this process.
I felt an immediate connection with the staff and an immediate connection with my physician.
It's a family environment here, is that everyone cares about you. How many places can you go to, any doctor's office or any place, where you honestly feel that everyone cares about you and the people that are working here love their job? And you can see that in what they do.
Ever since I've joined Shady Grove Fertility, I've loved being part of the team. We're always striving to be innovative, to improve success rates for patients, as well as to improve the patient experience as they go through this difficult journey.
One of the most amazing things that I found at Shady Grove is that so many of the nurses here and the people that I have communicated with have gone through infertility treatments themselves, and not only have gone through the infertility treatments, but done it here at Shady Grove.
I do. I trust Shady Grove Fertility implicitly.
And even though my test came back negative and it didn't work that first time, yes, I felt hopeless for a moment, but again, I trust these people. I do. I trust them to make the correct decisions. I trust them to be honest with me and get me through, and they still have hope. So that, to me, translates into I can't give up hope yet.
From the very first day, I felt good about them, but each visit made me feel even better, and nothing made me feel better than when I had my IVF treatment and it worked, and I got that call, and and they told me that I was going to be a mom.
You're pregnant.
People choose Shady Grove Fertility because of our experience, our success rates, and our dedication to always improving the experience for patients.
This is the best place on earth, honestly. For someone going through infertility, there is no better clinic that you could possibly go to.
I recommend just a consultation, just a conversation, because it answers so many questions and it really puts you on the road to hope, I'd say. It really just makes you feel like it's possible, because it is possible.